It's a beautiful afternoon once again. Now we get down to the business of the day. We've got our 26-year-old young woman who is here to seek advice from the audience. Good evening, my dear auntie. I'm a young lady aged 26, and what has brought me here, I want to hear people's view from the audience. I lost my father when I was 7 years old, and the elder sister to my late father picked me and educated me and treated me as her own child. When I was in grade 7, I started eyeing for my uncle, the husband to my auntie, because this man was good looking, was loving and caring. I used to admire the way this uncle of mine used to treat my auntie. So I started seducing him, but this man, he really brushed me off. So I remember when I was in grade 12, my auntie went for a workshop and I remained with my uncle and the youngest the youngest child of my auntie and my uncle, because these other siblings were in the boarding school. So this evening I seduced my uncle and he fell in my trap and I was very happy. Since that time I couldn't take off my mind off him. So time came for me to go to school. I passed my grade 12 and I enrolled for nursing. I went for nursing. My uncle gave me a full support. My uncle now became a full-time boyfriend. He used to come and see me every day at my hostel. He would take me out for dinner or lunch and to go out and do everything. That happened for 3.5 years. All my time when I was at the college. Time came when I completed. Now it was time to go back home to my auntie. I wasn't really comfortable to go back to my auntie, knowing fully in my heart that I am the one who is causing all the problems that my aunt is going through with her husband, because my aunt now used to confide in me the behavior of my uncle, but deep down my heart I knew that I was the causer of those problems. So time came for me to go back home now after I wrote my exams. I went home and I started staying with my uncle and my auntie, but I was so uncomfortable because knowing that now my auntie she became my full-time rival. I wasn't comfortable seeing my uncle and my auntie go to the bedroom to go and sleep. That used to hurt me. I never used to sleep. In my mind, I used to think about a lot of things. And some point, I used to go and peep in my uncle and auntie's bedroom in a keyhole to check if there's something happening. I remember one time as I was peeping, I just heard some weird noise and I knew that something was happening. I was so furious and upset because my uncle told me that he loves me so much and there's nothing that happened between my auntie and him. So this morning, as he was going for work, I followed him to his car and I asked him what was happening. He told me that you are so insecure and so insensitive. You have no order. He didn't say much. That's how he drove off. And then later he sent me a message saying that you are my niece, but you are my side chick. I regret everything that happened between you and I. So you need to behave yourself and pretend as if nothing is happening, because that your auntie, she's my wedded wife and we've got 4 children together. So you've got no rights to start asking me what I do with my wife, because we are married. We always do what couples do. I was so pissed off. I was waiting for him to come back home. When he came back home, he just gave me an attitude. He went to bath and he continued talking to the children and other things. Later, they went to sleep. I was so pissed off. I shared this with someone and he told me that there is a doctor who can give me the charms for me to win my uncle's heart completely. We went there with my friend and I was given these charms. I started ministering them, but it didn't work according to my expectation, because my auntie, she is a praying woman. So I went back to get some more charms. And this woman told me that the only best thing, if you want your uncle to love you completely the way you want, the best thing you can do is to bewitch your auntie so that she can have a prolonged period, so that you have nothing to do with your uncle. That sounded like a good idea. I ministered that medicine and Really, it worked. So my aunt one time confided in me saying that I'm having these problems. She tried to go to the hospital, but nothing happened. Deep down my heart, I knew what I was doing. But to my rude shock, I thought that my uncle would be more close to me because now my aunt had this problem. I am just disappointed and shocked at his behavior because I've just discovered that my uncle has got another girlfriend somewhere. I caught them red-handed in the car with this woman. When I asked him, he said he was just a colleague. I brushed it off, but later someone tipped me that these two were going out. So this time, the time came when I followed him at work with a cab. I waited for him to drive out. He drove out and he went to pick up this woman, and that's how they went together to the apartment for this woman. I waited for him till he finished everything in a cab. He left and he went home. And in the morning, I confronted him to tell him that I know the girl that you are dating. Yesterday, this is how you moved ABCD. And he told me that you have become now a monitoring spirit. You have no shame. What kind of a person are you? I believe you are responsible for what my wife is going through because someone, a prophet, told me that you are responsible. That's why I've stopped paying attention to you because you are an evil person. Ever since that time, my uncle has stopped talking to me. Even when we are home, he faces the other side. I also face the other side. But deep down my heart, I'm still in love with this man. He doesn't touch me or look at me as a woman. When he's home, he's there with his wife, trying by all means to nurse his sick wife because my aunt now, because of the bleeding, she's now very sick and pale. But this man has continued seeing another woman. Is it okay for me to tell my aunt what my uncle is doing with another woman? Because really, I can't stand it because this man, whatever I did to my auntie, it was because of him. I wanted him to myself. But now that he has left me and he has found another person, is it okay for me to tell my auntie that my uncle has got a girlfriend and I've got evidence? Please, I need your advice because this whole thing is eating me up. The other day, he sent me a message telling me that he's no longer comfortable with me in that house. It's better I find something to do so that I can move out of that house. He's scared maybe I might harm his children or his wife. He told me that I know that you are responsible for what is going, what my wife is going through. But I will not confront you or take you to the police. The best thing you can do is just leave our home because a man of God will be coming home to pray for my wife and my children. You are an evil person. I don't want to continue with you. My heart is boiling because I can't lose this man just like that. This is a man who he started sleeping with me when I was very young. He's the first man that I've known in my life, and I will not let him get away with it. My plan is I want to do something very, very bad so that none of us is going to smile. But in the other hand, I'm looking at what my aunt did for me. She's been nothing but a nice person. She managed to take care of me from the time my father died until I finished my college. But I don't know what to do because now I'm madly in love with this man. No matter how bad he treats me, but I can't stop loving him. Please advise me because this man has given me few days for me to leave their home and my auntie has agreed to that. What can I do? Because now I don't know what to do and where to start from. I need your advice. Yeah. Charity. Anyway, area shiri girls.